brought my own rulers.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh my soul. That's pretty bad. She works in a fabric store and she's bringing her own rulers. Hello everybody. So we're back for a little
Hopefully
impromptu video because we got kind of interrupted with customers before, and I apologize. Again, that's not going to happen on our next so long because we're going to do it before the store opens.
we are.
So.
Funny how we have to learn everything the hard way.
Yeah, I'm good at learning everything the hard way. So we should be good now. But the reason we're coming back on is because I have my flying geese made, and I wanted to.
Well,
hi, Karen. Well, yeah, some of them. Have them made, some of them. So we're going to just show you a few of.
You were going to show one more first, right?
I was going to show one more.
Do you want me to hold that?
Yeah, probably would be best
Okay.
if you held it.
Because I think we need one more on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do. And
We
then
do.
there's
I
1,
thought
2,
we
3,
were short
4,
one.
5, 6,
Hi,
7.
Shelly again.
Okay. Here, I'm going to hold this if you pull the thingies. Okay, here we go again,
So the
ladies.
purpose of this video is to explain a little bit more because we were interrupted. And so I'm just going to show you guys how I fold my flying geese. Instead of marking it, I just do a finger fold.
Okay, now we're going to turn the camera around.
You want to turn it around?
There we
Show
go.
them my messy room.
Okay, we're going to try not to show that. Although you ladies would get a real kick if you could.
If you could only see.
I should sneak and show you
No,
a peek,
you shouldn't.
but I'd probably get slapped.
Yes, you probably would. I got to change my foot because I can't sew diagonally on with this foot.
So the reason she can't is her foot is one that has a guide on it, so it makes it very difficult if you're not just doing along the edge a 1/4 of an inch seam.
So I always switch to this single one. And these industrial machines don't have the quick change feet, so it always requires a screwdriver, which is kind of a pain. Okay, so I am going to sew across my diagonal.
So here she goes. Good news is the sun shifted a little bit, so actually it's showing up better than it was earlier with that sun coming in.
I am going to, I got not a good stitch there. Just a sec here. Do you have anybody on watching?
We got a few there, yeah, we do. Okay. Although Facebook is in one of its things where, you know, it's telling us the same people about 20 times that they're watching. It's funny how it does that.
I wonder why it does that, really.
I wonder. But there's a few.
Okay. They can watch it later. Anyway, I'm going to re-sew that because my tension wasn't good.
There she goes.
And then I'm going to trim off my 1/4.
She's just eyeballing a 1/4 inch seam allowance there.
And this is where I could use my roller,
You could.
I could use my ruler right here.
Seam presser, yeah.
Or I could use my iron.
Or just finger press. A lot of people do a lot with their finger pressing.
And then I'm going to finger press the other side. The biggest thing when I sew on my second one, I want to make sure that they overlap. You see how this is going to overlap? If it doesn't overlap, that's where you lose your point. So you want to make sure that you're overlapping like almost a 1/2 inch. I like to see like a 1/2 inch there so that I'm assured that I am going to have my 1/4 inch.
But if your pieces were cut according to the measurements, and if you line them up,
it will come out perfect.
It will come out perfect.
You still got a 1/4 inch there so that you're not going to cut the tip off of your flying geese.
Yeah.
So if you want to show.
So now we're going to show. So let's quickly sew.
I'm going to sew these. Get these 7 together.
Well, sew one on there to give me a stretch of 7. We're going to show you the setup that I think you guys were finding confusing. So she's going to sew one more in there, and then we'll show. Okay, so here is a strip of 7 like I was referring to earlier. So they're all sewn together. So then you're going to do another strip exactly like that with 7 joined together. Once you have them all joined together, you are going to put them, pretend that these ones over here are sewn together. You're going to make sure that the points are pointing inwards. So do you see that? So you would have 2 sets of 7 with the points facing inwards. You are then going to add the 2.5 by 4.5 inch triangle in the middle.
Do you want me to sew these 7 together so they can see me sew
You
the 7?
can, yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to sew them together.
So she's going to sew those 7 together quickly. Now, if you are the type sewer who feels more comfortable ensuring that each of your blocks are squared up, by all means do that.
So I want to show them, I want to make sure, see, this is where the 2 seams intersect. You need to make sure that this seam comes down before that in order not to cut off your point.
Don't cut it off. Don't go to the left of your seam. Make sure that it's just to the right of that point.
Okay. And how many of these do
we need 7 in a row.
7.
2 sets of 7.
Okay. So we've got 4.
Yeah, she's on a roll.
5.
There we go. 2 more.
Okay.
Okay, here's the 7th one.
Is my iron on fire?
It is.
I'm going to show them how I iron it. I'm not sure if you iron it this way.
Oh, we shall see. Okay, so Deb's going to show you her ironing technique.
I like them all to go
That's
up
the
the
way
seam.
I do. Yeah.
And I just go up through the back and press them just like this.
So you will hear different techniques. Some people set each individual seam. If you want to show them what that means, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, open it up. Before it's kind of hard.
Some
people will
set
set
each
like
individual seam like that first.
and then they'll open it up.
Then
and
they'll
press it.
open it up and do the rest.
Yeah. It's a preference, whatever you like to do. So now, Twyla, now that I have these
So
7,
we're going to face the 2 points of the 7s together.
And do I hook them together?
In the middle, you're going to hook a 2.5 by 4.5 rectangle in the middle.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put the other one the other way.
You are. And then, when you open that up on the left-hand edge, the far left, that one, yeah, you're going to sew another 2.5 by 4.5.
Just on that side?
Yeah, you just... And then on the right edge, you're going to sew the 4.5 by 4.5, which seems very strange. But as things...
it will come clear
It will
to
all
us.
come clear once we start setting everything together. So let's show them the and then we'll show you the finished strip so that you've got a better visual of exactly what you're going on. So remember, you can do these totally scrappy with 14 separate print there. So okay, so technically, when it's set in the quilt setting, the 4.5 inch block is going to be on this side.
Okay.
So there you go. So dead point to the left side is a 2.5 by 4.5 rectangle. The center one is a 2.5 by 4.5. And the right over here is a 4.5 by 4.5. So does that make more sense? Points together or facing each other.
So that is step 1.
That's step 1.
Okay.
And we will see you September the 22nd. Woo, that's not what I wanted to do. At 9 o'clock.
Okay, we'll see you all.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining.